Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? I hope you're getting excited about the Thanksgiving holiday that's about to occur. So I wanted to get started. Thank you guys for joining me on Mindset Monday. Can you believe it? This is our 12th Mindset Monday, so we've been doing this for 12 weeks. So thanks to everybody that has joined me through the whole process so far. But if you haven't and you're joining me for the very first time, welcome. The reason why I decided to do Mindset Monday is because if we focus on our mindset, I really believe we can make some changes in our personal life and in our business. All right, so we're going to get started. So this morning's topic is around gratitude. It's obviously particular timing because it's the Thanksgiving season. But I want to specifically go into two specific types of gratitude. First is the one that we give gratitude, and the second is how we receive gratitude. Those both have a lot, really, emotion behind both of those. So I wanted to start off by sharing with you a ritual and a tradition that we have in our family that has probably been going around for about 10 years. So on the Thanksgiving holiday, there's 20, 25 of us in our home, and before we eat, after the prayer has been spoken, we actually go one by one and ask everybody to give gratitude for what they're thankful for and they're blessed with the last year. This year, I'm actually fortunate enough to go visit my sister in Pennsylvania, so I will not be at that gratitude event. So what I thought I'd do is, because I can't be in front of 20 people to show gratitude, I'm going to read off to 2,000 people what I'm grateful for. I'll give you a disclaimer. A lot of times when we do this gratitude in front of 20 people, there's tears, but it's happy tears. So I'm going to get through this. I did bring a box of tissues if I need to, but I think I can make it through. I did write it down so I wouldn't forget anybody. So just bear with me for a few minutes. And hopefully this will get me out of the doghouse. This is my wife's favorite holiday, and unfortunately, I won't be with her, but I'm with my other extended family, which I'm excited about. So we're going to go through this. Alrighty, so what is Drew grateful for? So my family, specifically my wife, Kim, she is my warrior. She is everything to me. She accomplished so much health-wise this year. I'm super proud of the mom and the wife that she is. Also, my daughter, Emma, I'm so grateful for the woman she's becoming. She's 12 years old, but she's 35 already. To my parents, specifically my dad, he's like my counselor. He listens to me vent. He also allows me to elaborate on my business plans and kind of think through some things. To my stepmom, Linda, I'm so grateful. She actually had an opportunity this year to finally retire. So I'm super excited that she has the next opportunity to the next chapter in her life of retirement. And then my mom, for just being the kick-ass mom that she is. This year she overcame breast cancer. She just kicked its butt. She does have a little fuzzy head, kind of like myself currently. So we're like twins, but I love you, and I think it's just amazing that you powered through that. I want to thank my sisters and my brother. I love you guys. You guys give me so much support. Even if we don't live, a block away from each other, I feel the love constantly. To my wife's self-proclaimed Dudley Nation, thank you. This is my in-laws. Your support and your family to me means everything, because really I don't have family in Virginia, and you've taken me from day one almost 20 years ago in like another son. To my company, Keller Williams Midlothian, the best support system that I've ever had. I'm truly blessed to have that, so I'm grateful for them. To my 128 coaching clients this year, I mean, what can I say? I've learned so much from you over the last year, and it's been a blessing, and I'm so grateful to be your coach. I'm excited to see what 2018 is going to bring for all of us. And then my social media friends, I have got people on my Facebook that are past clients. I have people that are my past high school buddies. They're my friends. Also just other coworkers that I interact with all the time. And then also just strangers. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for giving positive feedback. Thank you for giving great comments. This is why we're doing Mindset Monday, is to change the way we look at the mindset, and you guys have really stepped up in the last 12 weeks. And finally, I really want to thank my haters, the people that kind of say you can't do it, you shouldn't do it, you won't do it. I really give you a lot of credit, because that pushes me and motivates me more. I'm a person that believes when you say I can't do something, I say, watch me. So I'm really grateful for those haters out there. I hope that we can change your mindset around some of the things we talk about over the sessions that we have on Monday. All right, I got it through it. Didn't have to use my tissue, thank the Lord. So let's talk about how we actually give and actually adopt giving gratitude this morning, because giving gratitude towards something, it really takes the problem, it works towards a problem and creates a solution. It removes the complaining mode and the best outcomes for our mindset. I don't know about you, but I hate, they're jerks when you're in an environment where they're constantly negative, constantly complaining about something. Nothing is perfect. The weather's too cold. The weather's too hot. This person's saying that, and it just gets frustrating. So one of the great things about gratitude that I have found is the more gratitude that you give, the quieter that person gets. So one thing I would definitely encourage you to as we go into this mindset around increasing our gratitude is this is repetitive and it's also infectious, right? So whenever you're around a positive person, have you ever had a friend or family member that's super positive and super just grateful and feeling blessed for their life? You suddenly feel the same way, right? You're feeling much more energized. So I think one of the things about giving gratitude is actually it's a double win. You actually give it, but then you get it back, right? So it's just kind of like a mirror. I also want to make sure we understand that gratitude is not just in our head. We actually have to verbally or action-wise say it exponentially. What I mean by that is gratitude is an action. I'm grateful for things, but if I keep it inside and I don't say it, just like I said on this piece of paper, all the things I'm grateful for with my family, if I never shared that with them, then they're not going to be aware of it. And then that's the problem, the challenge with not giving gratitude out loud is that we can't express that and then we can't see our emotions. And I think one of the challenges, this is probably the hardest topic for me to talk about in a mindset topic, because there is a lot of emotion attached to gratitude. I'm so grateful for where I am in my life, the people that have gotten me here. And so that emotion, and I think that creates a fear factor for us from a gratitude mindset. So a couple things I want to do is to share with you some things that I recommend or some things I encourage you to do to show gratitude. The first thing that I would encourage you to do is actually to have random acts of kindness. So what would it look like if the world, for at least let's just say once a month, showed random acts of kindness? What if you were in the Starbucks drive-through today and you paid for the person behind you? What if you held the door open for another person, right? What if you went and bought some pizzas and delivered it to the fire station? What if as a family, each of us, once a month, did some random act of kindness every single month? The ripple effect of that gratitude would be huge. And I really think in the current climate that we're in, where we have some political divide, we have some other hostilities with different things going on in our culture, gratitude is a thing that brings us all together. And I think for random acts of kindness, I challenge you, add that to your goals, add that to your plan for 2018, because I think it'll make a big difference. The second thing I wanted to share with you is my work gratitude. So something unique about Keller Williams, which is a company that I work for, is we have a culture that we constantly show gratitude. And I wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see this. This is a KW Red note, so you can read that. So this is a note that we have random Post-it notes everywhere, and when you have somebody in your life, whether it's an agent, whether it's a staff member, whether it's a client, that shows that has given you something that's positive, we show gratitude by writing these notes and then posting it on their desk or posting it on a wall that we have designated for this. So this is another example of showing gratitude visually, but also because we need to show it externally, because that's how gratitude works. We actually need to hear it, feel it. Again, I think social media would be a third platform. What if we turned Facebook into the negative things that I sometimes see into this huge overflowing concept of gratitude every day, posting one thing of gratitude every day? How would that work, right? So I want you to think about that as we go through the next section of Mindset Monday. Oh, my nose here. All righty, so we kind of go through that. And now I want to talk to you about receiving gratitude. For me, Oh, wait a minute. I want to share a couple little tips that I think that we could do. Show gratitude in your actions. We talked about that. Let's talk about the 3 steps that we can move our mindset towards gratitude. So I kind of wanted to transition in from there into the next topic, so I apologize for backing up here. But what I want to see is there's 3 steps that as I was making a choice to choose gratitude, that was the first option. I need to make a choice. When I wake up, I have a choice to choose gratitude or choose negativity. I can be grateful for the things I have, or I could talk about the things I don't have, right? So I think number 1, making a mindset shift towards gratitude was you make a choice. You wake up every day and you're going to be grateful for what you have and show gratitude for that, or you're going to complain about what you don't have. And then I think the second thing that we need to focus on is we need to surrender to the habit. It's great that we think about it during Thanksgiving. It's great that we think about it sometimes even during Christmas. But why can't we surrender to the habit of doing it consistently 365 days a year for the whole year? Why does it take a season, say Thanksgiving or Christmas, and now all of a sudden we're showing gratitude? Now we're giving to the poor. Now we're giving more to the collection plate at our church, right? Giving gratitude is a consistent thing, and it creates abundance for us in our mindset. And it also creates abundance externally for the people that we care about. The third thing is I want us to focus on the words we use. Yes, absolutely. I'm included in that because the words matter. So when we're giving gratitude, we can't attach it then to a negative word or a negative connotation. I am guilty of that by far. And that is a challenge that I put upon myself every day is how can I say less negative things and hurtful things to others? And how do I show more gratitude towards that person, right? Because we don't know what they're going through. So I encourage you to, those are the 3 steps that I think if we go into the mindset with those 3 action steps, I think we can make a difference in this mindset for us. All right, now let's go into receiving gratitude. Receiving gratitude, like I said before, this one is hard for me. This one creates a lot of emotion, almost anxiety for me. When I am in a room, let's just say a group of people, and someone shows me gratitude, they say, you know, Drew did great, and he did ABC, I turn bright red, my bald head, my whole face turns bright red. So I have a problem or a challenge with the mindset of around receiving gratitude. And the funny thing is that I Googled that because that's what I do a lot of times. And it's a common fear or it's a common thing. To have a hard time receiving gratitude. So I thought about if I'm the one that's also having a challenge receiving gratitude, and I also know that other people in the community in the world are having the same challenge, we talk about just for a few minutes around why that is and what we can do to change that mindset. So psychologists tell us, because believe me, I'm not a psychologist, I'm a business coach, so I don't know all the psyche of how everything works. But I am learning some things as we go through Mindset Monday. So anyway, psychologists say there are 5 reasons for why it's harder to receive gratitude than even to give it. Okay, so the first is defense against intimacy. The second is letting go of control. The third is fear of strings being attached to that. And fourth is we believe it's being selfish. And the fifth is the pressure to reciprocate. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I am guilty of, right? I really have a challenge of letting go of the control. I do have the belief that it is selfish. There's a lot of things in that. Those 5 topics hit the nail on the head for me. And so when I turn red or when someone gives me gratitude, it is hard for me to receive that. So when someone says, Drew, you're doing a great job. Oh, well, you know, everybody else is doing the work. Or, oh, you know, you're working so hard. Oh, well, you know, you work hard too, right? So I don't receive the gratitude because there's a whole psychology behind it that I'm not even sure I fully understand at this point. But now that I'm aware of that, now that I see the mindset around why receiving gratitude has been a challenge for me, I'm going to focus on that. So I just thought that was an interesting thing. So last thing I'm going to talk about, so we can kind of hop off this so you can start the last few days of your productive week before you take a few days off for your family, is I want you to know that if you work for an employee or employer, you're a boss, you're an entrepreneur, or you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, it makes a difference. 80% of employees, and I would actually reflect that even to your family members, will be willing to work harder if you gave them consistent gratitude. It's a statistic. It's been proven 15 different times. I looked it up in actually at least 6 or 7 different websites. And not that always that's consistent, but I believe that to be true. My wife, if you could pay her in gratitude and Hershey Kisses, I think she would rather take that than a paycheck sometimes. She really thrives on gratitude, and I don't do that well. So that's something that I'm working on. But 80% of employees work harder for you if you show them consistent gratitude because they feel appreciated, right? So that's something to kind of consider as we go into the holiday season and as we look at our businesses. All the time as a business strategy coach, I talk to businesses and they're like, how can we increase production? How can we increase profit? How can we sell more units? I think you got the answer right there. It's giving more gratitude for the employees, the staff, the people that you work with every single day, because they're going to make your life more abundant. And that's what the gratitude mindset's all about. Alrighty, so I challenge you this year, go all in for gratitude all year long. Yes, it's Thanksgiving week. I'm super grateful for everybody in my family and in my life, but we need to take this further. We need to create like this movement of gratitude. So I'm going to end the Mindset Monday with a quote like I always do. Feeling gratitude is not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. So feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. That's by William Ward. Give the present, give the gift of gratitude because it'll change you. It'll change the person externally. And I really think it could change the culture of the world that we're in. All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving. All of you that are driving anywhere, be safe, be careful. Those of you who are staying at home and bringing your family members into your house, I hope you have a wonderful and grateful Thanksgiving. All righty. Have a great Monday. Talk to you later.